You don't know what that music was. That was the theme music, or well, I shouldn't say theme music. That was the music Mr. Perfect came out. And he would walk out.
Kurt Hennig.
Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, with his towel, throw it
on. And the gum, baby.
Yes.
I was in it with you.
Just letting you know.
I was a little behind. I wasn't sure. I'm not really. The music sounds familiar, but I'm not really putting it where it's supposed to go. But now that you guys say that, I know what it is now. I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm a little slow.
Let me start real quick. Greetings, most honorable listeners and masters of the martial arts. I am Travis.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Big Los.
And this is CTE, and this is going to be an experience for you. I probably should change my name to be Mr. Perfect on this one because I'm perfect with these picks as always.
Always. Oh, Lord.
You was off on one pick.
Right.
Nope.
Huh?
Wait. Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. Nope. Huh? I was 100% perfect on
the team fighting.
And the Ben versus and the Audrey versus Riley. I was just perfect this weekend. As always, I've never been wrong in virtual fights or picking. I don't know what
I can't contain myself right now. That was hilarious.
Just perfect in my picks. Oh,
jeez. Those good times. Yeah, okay.
How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? The rest of you guys?
I'm a little flabbergasted by that tomfoolery you're trying to hit me with right now in my eardrums, man.
I don't understand.
I don't understand. First we go from splitting on the fence to now all of a sudden my wrong picks are now the right picks, and I'm perfect.
My pick was correct. 100%. I motivated Ant to get the high.
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that's where it was going.
And
see,
that's
what I did was I picked this
in.
way. Yeah, so to
Yes,
push this way.
That's where it went, baby. I am perfect. Okay, out here. I motivated.
You sound like Mr. Perfect right now. Holy good God, Gertie.
I motivated Jack and I motivated Ant. This is the way it goes with me, baby.
But you picked Jack, I thought. How you motivate
Jack?
Jack?
But that makes me even doubler.
He picked Jack before he said he was too old.
Right. No, he picked Jack after he said he was too old. It was at the very last minute. The last minute, he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I picked Jack. Don't worry about it."
And I picked him. This one, I had to mind trick Ant. I even said, I think Ant gonna win, but just to motivate him, I'm gonna pick Ben. That's what I said. That's what I said.
We have to go back and rewind that one.
That's what I said.
I was director, so you know he's gonna edit it, and you know he got the pull.
I'm not gonna edit. I'm gonna let y'all know it, man. I'm like, hold on, let me see. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick too.
He probably went and listened to it first before he
You know he did. That's the only way.
All right. So look, I'm gonna let y'all see something, right?
Okay.
This was Fight Films been putting up polls and everything.
Yeah.
Right. And when you click on the poll, it shows you who you pick.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
I picked Ant. Oh wait, there's it.
Yeah, I see it.
I picked Ant. I'm just letting y'all know this.
All right, Los. So we're gonna have a conversation now. we gonna get rid of this weird.
Like, what is this fool doing? I cannot believe this. Anyway, yes. Let's frame this real quick.
Give me a little water. Give me a little sip of water.
Yes.
Some Sprite, whatever you got.
All right, that's what I'm trying to clean.
That's good. New year, new you, right?
Yeah, I'm a bad. Never mind. I'm a baddie
Done with you today.
But how did you guys enjoy? Oh yeah, how was your guys' weekend? The rest of the weekend, man. Real quick.
Man, I got.
Go ahead, Chris.
Go ahead, Los. You got a better weekend than I do.
No, mine's real low key, man. We didn't do much. I watched the games on Sunday.
I got to do. Listen, you already know. Fire them cannons, baby.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Let me say this. All right, I'm just gonna say this.
And a bit.
I don't want him to win, but there is no doubt at this point that he's the best quarterback ever to play in the NFL. There's no doubt at this point.
I saw the meme today. They were like, Tom Brady just picked a random team and said, "Hey, y'all want to go to the Super Bowl?"
I mean, because one thing, like, it's Tampa. It's not like Tampa has like this history of winning. They're like it's Tampa. They got one.
John
one.
Gruden got one with Tony Dungy's team. Yes.
Exactly. They got one, and then they had some years of being good / mediocre. And then
we were terrible before we won. We were terrible after we won, and we're good now.
And it's just like,
go Bucks.
It's nothing I can say. Like,
that's all that matters right now. We're good now.
Yeah, so I'm saying it's nothing I can say about it. Like, the only thing that would make it would have made it even more impressive if he took the Lions to the doggone Super Bowl. That would be the only thing.
Oh, listen,
that would be more impressive.
The Browns were good this year, but yeah. Agreed.
I mean, that's the only thing that'd be more impressive. But anyway, God, I hate it.
Did you see the stats though?
The 3 interceptions in the second half.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm talking about his years. 10 out of 21 seasons, he's made it to the Super Bowl. That's a 47%.
I just saw that post.
Steph Curry, you saw the Steph Curry? I posted that. Steph Curry got a 43%, the most accurate three-point shooter ever, and Tom Brady still has a better chance to go into the Super Bowl than Steph Curry does of making the three-point shot.
Now, you know what that is, right?
What?
You know what that is? That's one of those LeBron James stats when they pull out something out of nowhere. Like, he did this and then, like, yo, fam, like, calm down.
It's called analytics.
Right. You got to look at it. You got to analyze it.
Exactly.
But he may be doing this with this one next. So, like, I don't know, though.
Hope not. Patty Mahomes, baby. Let's go, Patty. Anyway.
I don't know, y'all. The defense looked kind of suspect for Tampa this past weekend. So to have what Patty Mahomes could be bringing, that's a whole different.
Listen, I'm hopeful. I'm not betting.
It's going to be
Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. He made it. He did it. He did exactly. I think, my wife, she doesn't like him. She respects him, but she can't stand England anything or nothing from New England or Boston area. But I told her, like, personally, I mean, he's done so much, like, as a quarterback and I've never seen anyone do what he's been able to do. And then to leave that situation, they said he didn't have a chance to win without Belichick, without the system there, and to go down there and get back to the Super Bowl. He didn't play great. He didn't play great on Sunday. No. And all he has to do
in the first half, and the second half, it was like,
he was Brad Johnson. He was Brad Johnson for Tampa Bay.
That's an accurate assessment. That's an accurate assessment.
That's all he got to do right now.
But you know what?
Really, he's got weapons. So I mean,
But you know what was I actually loved about the whole situation is the afterwards, and they became when Tom became petty and had the bad boys for life. The video,
the walkout video with the shirts. I like that.
Like, we ain't going nowhere. Like that song.
They did it in like 2012. When they won the AFC Championship game as the Patriots. So now that they're back together in Tampa, they did the same thing with the NFC Championship shirts and did the same walkout with the same cheesy smiles.
But his face is like he's just like this little smile on his face. It's like so petty. Like, yeah, what you got to say? It's like, yo, I can't even mad at that. I'm just like, yo, the pettiness made me like that post, and I don't like anything about Tom Brady. I don't even like the college he went to.
Yeah, I've liked it in college, so.
I've liked them because my two favorite teams have been since I was a kid, and they were terrible pre-Drew Bledsoe, the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Eric Rhett and pre-Drew Bledsoe. So, like, I've been waiting for years to be like, yay, and then New England happened, and then it was like, oh, you're bandwagon. No. I got the Minuteman logo stuff. We were terrible. I remember. And we had the ugly brown jerseys.
My weekend. If that hadn't happened, I would have had a really great weekend in sports. I think it would have been a perfect weekend. Because
Brady didn't win?
Yeah, because Connor got laid out.
Woo! I knew we was gonna get there, baby.
We get there later. We'll get there later, but Jesus. But yeah, he got laid out. All right, let's get into Virtual Fight Tour because we are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. Make sure you get your tickets for Virtual Fight Tour 6, February
20th, bro.
Yeah, February 20th.
Come on, man. You messed up with Jeff's schedule again.
Yeah, I'm making sure this is the same one because I got to do something. I'm like, all right, wait.
Yeah, February 20th, third Saturday, I believe.
Yeah. You can send me it, but all right, February 20th. So make sure y'all get y'all tickets. Those announcements of who's going to be on that should be coming out soon.
You know they coming out soon.
Where we want to start with the Virtual Fight Tour 5 that just happened.
We'll go 3-1-2. I don't want to be anticlimactic, unfortunately.
Oh,
so we had
the Audrey fight.
We had a bonus fight.
We had a bonus fight.
Riley Rhodes and Audrey Malik for the two ladies for an adult showdown. I thought that was really cool that Jesse gave Riley the opportunity. There were some things back and forth with teams and maybes and yeses and nos, and they traveled all the way up there. So I thought Jesse did a really good job allowing that fight to happen, giving us an extra fight. So, nobody gets mad at an extra fight.
Audrey agreed to do the fight.
Right.
Can't do one fight and all of a sudden she got to do another one. But
she got to do, that shows a true warrior spirit that she's got. So, I guess my eye on her.
I guess from the outside, I watched it from as a spectator. I didn't really understand what was going on.
So what happened was there was a potential issue with the other woman fighter on that team, Peyton. So fight. Right, there was some sort of medical thing where she was told that originally that after she was drafted that she couldn't come on. And then so Riley was in the spot, and then towards the last minute, Peyton was able to make it back, and everything goes then. So Riley had gone to New York, trained and prepared. So Jesse's not that kind of dude. He was trying to make it out to where you put forth the effort, you should be rewarded with at least the opportunity. And like Trav said, it was gracious enough for Audrey to step in and take that second fight to make sure that happened. So that was a really good thing, really class act kind of thing from everybody involved in that situation. So I thought that was really good.
Again, I'm just curious. We didn't understand what was going on as to why that fight was happening. We just knew it happened. We kind of watched it, but it was kind of explained, but we weren't really sure what was happening. So that was my outside, just kind of seeing it from that.
Because
we didn't really know until afterwards when Jesse actually explained it, because he just kind of came on right before and said, hey, "Look, we got a third fight," and I was like, "Okay, we got a third fight."
Yeah. So I think it's great that he was able to do that for her, because again, that's why she was there. And again, that just shows the integrity that he has and just the type of person he is for everybody in the sport. So that's great.
Absolutely. Now that's kind of where I wanted to make sure that we gave that shout out. I mean, the fight was good. It was an entertaining fight. It was a close fight towards the end where the axe kick came down. But I mean, it was a good, entertaining fight, and we born out of the right things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's a big high five. Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. For both those ladies.
Paying attention to you, whether people want to know it or not, the more people that know you, when those judges get in that ring, they understand who you are, and they will look for you as a fighter. Like, they will look and see if you're going to score the point, because they expect it. So the exposure that they're getting at these type of events. Did you just check your hair?
I did. I was like, wait a minute, I'm thinning right there. I'm a little thin right there. I gotta catch up with y'all.
Los, you ain't catching up with me though, bro. Don't worry about it, man.
You're
looking better than both me and Trav.
I look at your head, I look at Trav head like, all right, Trav already took all his off.
I took mine off.
Trying to hold on a little bit. My bad.
Listen, Chris don't want to get razor burn because he don't know what he's doing. That's all it is, bro. I'm scared of getting razor burn on my hair,
brother. I had to find one that actually wouldn't bump my head up, and I was cool with it now.
That's what's up with it.
All right. You said 3-1-2?
Yeah, man. We might as well get into it, because that team thing, we gonna be in it. We gonna be in it. That one.
Oh, that's what I wanted. Go ahead. Set the stage for us, Chris.
So, as we all know, there was the call out live and in person on the show. And so it's been a big buildup, talking about how hard Ben has been training, which Anna's going to show up. And that set the tone for the second time Ann got called out?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did Chris call him out?
I don't think Chris called him out.
No, I thought I thought Ant had got called twice. I thought maybe Brandon had said something about Ant. Oh, I think that's what it was. I think that Brandon had called Ant, said
So
he wanted
Brandon
to fight
stepped
Ant.
in because somebody stepped out of Ant, right? Because Ant was supposed to fight.
Yeah,
Brandon stepped in, I think.
that's right. Oh, the call out was Angel and Pro. That's what it was.
Yeah, the Angel and
was
Pro
another
was-
call. That's what it was. Okay. So yeah. No, but so yeah, so that set the stage for Ant and Ben Stewart, and started at such a high pace action, like right away. Like I was very surprised that the high pace in the first round. I was like, these dudes finna be tired in like another 30 seconds, and I was wrong. There was some small spots where they slowed down, but that could be to get timing. That could be to catch that one breath, because there were a lot of daggone body punches thrown. There was a lot of taking off with body punches on both sides.
Yeah, it just turned into a body punch fest. And just like body punch, because they weren't going to call it defensive side kicks. They tried. I think Ant tried to catch him with
Ant tried one kick, and then Ben caught like Ant on the shoulder and fell down. So that guy, yeah, there weren't very many kicks in that fight. I didn't think there was going to be very many kicks in that fight. So
I thought there'd be more kicks to like just kind of check the other person or just try and boom to play distance wise. But I didn't think the scoring would have been from kicks. No,
definitely not. I thought like you were talking about, I thought there would have been a couple more D sides, maybe from a distance, too far takeoffs, a little aggressive on the takeoff. You'd have seen a couple more side kicks, but when the first couple ones missed, and then like the kick and fall down and not feeling comfortable, maybe in the cage, being
he slipped.
bigger guys.
Ben slipped a couple times.
Yeah,
I did see him slip a couple times. When that is something to me is more from. You don't have those calluses. You might not have those calluses on your feet like you used to. To get that grip. I know when I first came back, I was sliding all over the doggone place. But
because you go get pedicures, Trav. You know you got to stay away from them. You got a little fish sucking on your toes or whatnot, man. You got to cut that out.
You know what? I actually need to. Like, I'm like, dog, these things are a little rough. I need to actually go get some. But I've never done it. I do want to get the little fish to eat all the dead skin off you. I do want to try that. I'm like, all right, let's try that. But anyway, let's stop talking about the people's feet, dead fish. But anyway, all right. So after the first round, it was 10-7.
Yes, Ant by 3.
Ant by 3. And then he doubled it.
Ant by 3 again to make it total of 6. Yes, right. And then it went body punch fest. Doom, 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 doom,
He
doom,
just
doom.
went off. Like he had a 10-point difference at the end of that third round that he
I felt like I was one of them commentators on like Tecmo Bowl, and that's 1 point over here, and that's a point over here on the body punch, and that's a point over here on the body punch. And I swear, man, that's what I felt like. I felt like one of them commentators that only has 3 phrases, and that's all I could say.
I will say this: 3, like we said it before, 3 rounds is a different monster.
Yes,
it really shows who is the better fighter. Los, what were you thinking when you were watching this fight? No, go ahead, be real.
No, you know what? I was really impressed with Ant and how he was able to really get the gap the second round and go into that third round. Like he really spread it out. I would say I wasn't impressed with Ben not being able to make the adjustments to not allowing Ant to make that type of gap and run. You know, it almost seemed like it was a body punch fest, as you said, and no one changed the trajectory of that fight, right? No one changed the
basically
movement.
still on the line.
No one did anything different, right? So then what happens is now if you have Ant and Ant is taken off as Ben is misjudging the timing of when Ant is taken off, Ant is getting there first every single time. Like every single time. And it was like the thing that you talked about too, as we get older and as older fighters, we're not reacting as quickly because we're not reading quick enough to have the proper response to what's happening. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So again, I felt there was times where, again, if Ben would have changed his body position, he probably could have caught Ant with a lot of defensive side kicks because Ant was just coming. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. On the roll and said he can't stop
Listen,
this.
There was times that,
go fix it.
There was times that Ant was doing the body punch and was stepping off the line before he even hit the target. So he literally like missed with the whole body punch because he was already going off the line You get what I'm saying? How he's stepping off the line when he throws his body punch, right? So he's stepping off the line.
Off to that
And
butt.
then, and I think he realized that he did it a couple times, but then he just went straight. And every time he went straight, Ben was just like right there. So there was no movement. Like there was no adjustment. Like, you know what I mean?
He had a lot of weight on his front foot and that judgy, that handout just in case. So like it's hard to shift back and forth at that when you're
but again, so in the art of what we do,
yes,
right? If you're going to be on that level, these are things that you have to be able to adjust within that level in that time.
yes,
right. And again, if you are an older fighter, you shouldn't be calling out the younger fighters because it is different, right? It's different now. Like it's like I'm an older fighter. I still feel like I hang with some of the younger guys, but I know it's different. It's going to take me some time just to readjust my timing and my space and everything I used to think that I can do in a certain time and space that I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
takes an extra half step or 3 seconds.
So as you're prepping and you're training, and you're doing all those type of things, you got to almost take that in consideration, you know. And
Yes.
I don't know, again, if Ben did that, like, you know what I mean. Again, kudos to him for getting out there. He scored 17 points. That's a lot of points, but you gave up 33.
True.
Like if I score 17 points, I'm not giving up 33. It's just not. That's just not possible. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't see how that's not possible. I just don't see how that happens. Like, you know what I mean? So that's more of like my take on it. I was really impressed with Ant and what he was able to do. I was a little, I guess I could say a little disappointed in Ben only because of all the hype that went in between. Like I started to believe in the hype. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I started saying like, all right, maybe Ben has something that I was missing. Like, you mean I haven't seen him in a lot of years. Or maybe there was something that, you get what I'm saying? Then like to have him get out and not really make those adjustments that he needed to make. Like, you know what I mean? That I think that was the biggest part. So I'm gonna stop talking right now because I know that sometimes I can say stuff that kind of rubs people the wrong way. So again, kudos to them both. But I would if I'm Ben, I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm gonna stay in my lane. You know, there's a lot of senior fighters that are fighting in Virtual Fight Tour. You mean jump out there? Like he's a puncher. He picked Ant because he felt that was a good fight for him as far as what they both do.
Right.
Go grab Java. You want to fight? Grab Java. Java's a body puncher, right? That's what they do. That's what you do. See how you do in that realm. Like, you mean, because that's a parallel age bracket. You get what I'm saying? That they may have not even competed against each other way back in our time.
True.
With, you know, where Ben was and where Java was, not competing as much. Like, you mean, like, that's a match that could possibly happen. Yeah,
because they're right there, right now. They got to be close to the same age.
They are. Yeah. Java's I'm about to be 45, so Java's 44. Maybe 43, somewhere around there. So he'll be 44 this year, actually. So yeah. So they're about the same age. Like, and again, like I said, I don't think they've ever really fought each other or even had the opportunity to fight each other just because of the times where they were, right?
That's interesting.
That'd be a matchup. That'd be something that'd be cool to see if they can make it happen. But calling out Ant is like the third best heavyweight right now.
Yep.
Right. And I say third best because I have Avery, I have Cam, and I have Ant not too far off that. And I don't even put Ant in the same time frame as Avery and Cam because Ant would have been kind of more Ross. And that's
he was a young cat out of his.
He was a young cat. He was fighting with me. He was fighting 7. He was fighting me when I was still fighting light middle. Oh,
I was saying he's 29.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So he's even still in kind of a different generation gap than Avery and Cam. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's like between
that third. Yeah, he still be like that.
Cam,
third.
I think is 23.
Cam's young.
Yeah, Cam's young. So
So even in that, like, you know what I mean, like he's still in that mix of that group.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't know. Again, I
understand what you're saying, Los. I mean, I get it. It's you know, it's hard. It's hard. Like I for me, like I feel I train with a lot of people, like current fighters now. It'd probably be hard for me to sit out here and call out like a Bailey or a Tyreek or something like.
But you're not even. But those are like a top two. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not like
him calling out Tyreek would be the equivalent.
That would be the
equivalent to Bailey or
to Ant.
Calling out Tyreek would be kind of the equivalent because if you look at it, if you were going to say the top two out of that crew would have been Bailey and you want to say Elijah or Enrique, depending on whichever road you want to go with this, as far as the weight class or whatever you want to say, look at it. But
right, those are typically going to be your top 3 right there. And
No,
except for he's forgetting Jay Breeze, but But
I think it was good. Like I think it was great. I mean, he did a great job hyping it. He probably did more promoting the fight than
absolutely
than what anybody. I mean,
he got us hyped for it.
Yeah,
like you said,
I think that was like the biggest draw so far. So I mean, you have Canada, you have I'm sure we'll get to Kevin Nunez, but you probably had a lot of people that came in to watch just for that. Like you know what I mean?
Jesse did say they had the largest virtual fight crowd was this
year.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I mean, I watched this video after, or some of the video, and he was talking about how he's doing it for his family, which is great. He wanted to represent for his kids and things like that. They can go back and see their father fighting, and for Canadians, and hoping, and maybe he'll take the same type of idea and open something like that up there in Canada, for people up there. But I don't know.
No, work with
Travis on you,
Canada.
Besides you picking a fight the right way,
huh?
Besides you picking a fight the right way, because I think Ben actually said in the thing, he was like, Los wanted to pick me, Chris, you picked Ant, but Travis picked me. Sorry, Travis. I think that's how that went, right? Something like
that. That's pretty much what he said.
I cannot be at fault for other people's interpretation of my words.
This time.
Spoken like a true politician.
I'm just saying,
Oh man.
We got to start calling you Senator Plowden or something, man, with that kind of rhetoric you got going on, man. Good God.
I'm still perfect, baby. Still perfect out here. Never made a wrong pick. All right.
What were your thoughts, Trav?
I thought it became evident in the second round that I didn't see a path for Ben to win. Because I saw at the beginning of the round, I think Ben scored maybe the first point or two or something to that effect. He kind of got
two, and then Ant jumped back into.
No, this ain't about to happen. He just pop up, and then it just he kind of got up, and it just kind of just stayed. And I think towards the end, Ant broke
rattled off like three in a row. It was like 3 in a row.
Yeah, and he got the lead by like 3 or something to that effect. And then going into the second round, it was like Ben wanted to take the momentum back. So Ben came out and scored a couple
of pace, and then
Ant said, "No, I'm about to go on this run again." And he but I could tell who had control of the fight was Ant. It wasn't Ben. So in the third round, that's when I was like, okay, he's up 6. But then I also thought it was like, all right, he might be trying to shoot for the most points in VFT history. And so I was like, all right, so he's gonna try and shoot for that. He might try and get that 29, or I think
30.
29 or 30 points. 30
points. Oh, yeah, 30.
Yeah, something to that point. So I was like, all right, cool. So he started shooting. I was like, oh, yeah, he's definitely going for it right now. He's going for it right now. But the thing about that is, like, I'm looking at it saying in round 3, Merrick decided to fight against history rather than fighting Stewart. Jeez, Jackson. He exploded out the gate and kept the pressure on despite having a lead to go on a massive 13-3 run to finish the match. The thing about that is you not only scored a lot of points, but you didn't allow Ben to score points. Like before the first round, he had 7 points. Ben had 7 points, and he had another 7 points in the second round, but then ended up with only 3 in the last round. Like he just shut him out. Like he just took.
Go. You can't pick up your bags. You can't do nothing, bro.
Nothing. Like that was kind of impressive to me too. It was just I'm going to close this fight out. Like this is it. That mentality of that killer mentality that sometimes I don't think Ant has until his back is against the wall. And this time his back wasn't against the wall. He just went out and had the killer mentality. I'm going to destroy you at this point. Yes. As opposed to just I'm going to win this fight. Like that was a mentality.
That's not supposed to happen, though, man. That's not supposed to happen. Like I'm not even tripping on the loss. Like you mean you lose. Like you mean you take that L, whatever it's going to be. Like you know what I mean. But you don't let that happen. Like you just don't let that happen. Like you know what I mean. I get it. Like you just don't let that happen. Like something had to. You got to make some kind of there has to be a switch, a judgment. Like something's got to happen to change that. You can't. That just can't. I mean, I don't want to say it can't happen because it did, but And my
You
thought
shouldn't
is
allow
this-
that to happen.
that should never be allowed. And I'm not tripping on him and what he was able to do. Like I get you saying, like that's very impressive. He's able to run those points up. But what to me, I look at what wasn't as impressive is that it was allowed to happen.
It's nothing. I don't think anything really much he could do.
Step away from the line.
Stop
Run?
starting so close.
Step away from
Well,
the line.
No, you got to take a half
Use
step
the
off that
movement.
line.
Step away from the line. Use some movement. Counter his blitz. You know he's only blitzing. He's only doing this.
All right,
Step
stop
away.
and think about, all right, look at it about this way. You're down 6 points. You're not thinking about stepping off the line and stopping him. You're thinking about going.
I gotta
And
go. I
Ant
gotta
is
score.
beating you. He's beating you to the point.
I think
And at that point, you keep losing ground.
right, but
and
you still got to go because you got to try to make it up.
Ant doesn't have to do
Not all-
anything.
that's not always
besides
the
keep
answer, though.
timeout.
Well, no, it's not. But that's what you think mentality when you're down 6.
Is go. I have
Is
to.
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
I gotta get something. Because at that point, whether you lose by 10 or you lose by 5, it's not really that big of a difference. I'd rather, some people, obviously, probably what it looked like is people I'd rather go out swinging. I'd rather go down punching and kicking and trying than try to hold off and keep the score not as big, not the gap not as big. You know what I mean? So I think at the end of that, that's kind of where that went. Ben said, I got to go do something. I got to make people proud. I got to close this gap. I got to do what I got to do. And with the fight, the way that it was already going and probably a little bit of fatigue in there, it just didn't muster up. You know
I
what
think after 1 minute or whatever in the last round, or 45 seconds even, Ben knew it was over. And it was just kind of like,
They could just sat there. Okay. See, I told Ant on Saturday, the biggest thing that I was impressed with was his "it ain't broke, don't fix it."
right.
You see how many people will take that body punch, and then, well, now I want to kick. Well, now I want to cut an angle. Now I want to do something different.
Yeah.
He just said, nope.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
gonna
not-
stick.
Why-
and it's
why?
crazy because when he did try something else, it didn't work.
Right.
Yeah,
Like when he tried to go over the top, Ben hit him with a body punch, a counter under body punch, right? So it's like,
Well,
let me go back to
that's
what
where Ben got a couple of his points when
Yeah.
Ant went to throw that back fist. Absolutely.
yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's go.
Oh,
All right.
yeah. You got the list?
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember. I'm just trying to remember the order.
Yeah, I got the list here.
All right, so we started off Team Tension won the draw,
Yes.
right? And then deferred over to Mr. Plowden. And then Mr. Plowden sent out his replacement, Joe Rhodes. Riley's, we talked about her earlier. That's her younger brother. And due to Pau Sarafico being unable to make the event due to
Family
appointments and some issues. Yeah, he just couldn't make it. He told Mr. Plowden, he told Jesse early enough. So it was sad to not see him there because this was the opportunity I was looking for him for. But so Joe stepped in, and
when you heard that Powell was not going to compete, I think everybody was kind of like, "Oh, that's a huge disadvantage
that's a huge loss.
for Team Plowden," because now Tyson can just run up the score pretty much on the other two fighters that they had there.
Right.
So it was kind of like, okay,
Ooh, this is different.
this is going to be nasty. So he sent out Joe Rhodes, and Jody said, "Tyson, go give me a big lead."
And Tyson went out.
And got him a big lead.
Got a big lead.
Won 17-0 in
a 2-minute match.
Joe, you got to get 1 point.
I think Joe was in shock that he had to fight Tyson.
Travis, you gotta get 1 point.
You got to get 1
Bro,
point.
you got to listen. You got to make an attempt though. You got to throw a body punch and eat a sidekick and be like, "Hey, I tried." You got to. You have to find that 2 tears in a bucket. I gotta go. You know what I mean?
You got to find
There's a-
something. I don't
yeah.
care if you just if you got to throw a jump spin or hook kick to throw Tyson off to hesitate him. I don't care. Throw something or throw a front kick like something.
Sweep him, kick him in the groin, do something to get a point, to get an advantage.
Advocate dirty fighting, Chris.
Listen, You get 2 warnings,
gotta do
or you
something.
get 1 warning now. But you got. But
Gotta
there's-
get one-
again, it's like what Lo said earlier. It's about making the adjustment, finding any adjustment to make, and then going for it.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
not really advocating for dirty fighting, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying, got to do something.
But with that, I mean, it's not really much to say here.
It was just a.
It was a
I
different-
was surprised that Jody sent Tyson out. I get trying to get the big points, but it was such a long. I mean, you guys kept saying it, like it's such a long
Team fight. There's
journey.
Nine
Long
more
journey.
fights after that, and 2 of those fights have 2 rounds.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like the thing for me was I would have been trying to get Tyson to that 2-rounder. So
No question. No question. I'd have saved him till the two round fight.
Right.
But I understand because, I mean, it could come out to where Mr. Plowden sent out Joe, and then he sent out what's his name? With the glasses. Joshua Hayward. And then Johnny would have sent somebody out, and the very next one he'd have sent out Aaron. So there would have been that. Nah, I'm not saving him. I'm not letting him get to that last round.
That would have been correct.
Yeah.
That would have been my thinking with a couple of people.
Yeah, it could have gone that way, but I think, yeah, but that would have been a momentum shift as opposed to everybody looking and saying we still got 9 fights.
Right, and I agree with you on that one.
We in the middle with it as opposed to we still got 9 fights. We got 4 fights now. We down 17 or something like that. It's a little different. That momentum shift is different. So I probably wouldn't have sent Tyson right out. I would have been trying to, but that didn't happen. So he got the 17-point lead, and then Jody sent out Brianna Nurse, and that meant that Emma Cullinan had to come out and compete.
Boy, did she!
Yeah, I was impressed.
Emma looked good.
Yeah, Brianna won the fight 5-4.
No, I thought Emma won. 5-4.
Emma won. Yes.
Emma won.
Emma won 5-4.
That's what I'm saying. Like, pick that leg up. They had a battle of legs. She caught it, made the adjustments, kept Brianna from being able to. She got caught with 1, but she kept Brianna from being able to bully her around the ring and get her back against the fence. She used a good footwork. You could tell she's with the next level camp with the footwork. So I was really happy to see Emma. I didn't predict that to go that way. I thought it would have probably been a bigger point lead, especially the way after Brianna fought Hope.
Let's stay there because that is a major blow for tension.
A major blow.
I think he was counting on Brianna winning that particular round, not by a lot, but just
maybe not by a lot, but by 2-3 points. Yeah,
but extending the lead a little bit there for that team, because I think that's what his idea was by throwing Brianna out right away.
That was my thought. That's why he was doing that as well.
Yes.
And Emma said, "No, thank you, no, sir."
Yep. Nope.
But either way, though, the fight was still close, though, right?
Yes.
So she only lost by 1 point, so it wasn't like she lost by 3 or 4 or even 5 points, right? So she only lost by 1. So now the lead is 16. So you still got a pretty decent lead moving forward. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
But like we said, I think that was just kind of one of those. I think this is going to be another 2 or 3 points rather than I lost a point on that one. And it changed the momentum because we were up. We should have gone up with the second fight, and now we went up, and then here they come. Right. So I think that's kind of what he's talking about in that way.
So the next fight, let's get into it because this was the weird one. This is the Daryl Carter versus
Sheldon
fight.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this: Daryl didn't fight.
He fought awkward. He did not fight bad. He did not fight bad. And his broken rhythms and his awkward timings and his more of a kickboxing bounce and style.
Yeah,
kind of. Huh? Daryl was going to win that fight.
He was winning that fight. Yeah.
Like it.
No, Daryl was going to win that fight. I just from watching from what was happening in the fight. I didn't see the spin elbow. I think I stepped away or turned my head or something. But just from watching it, I felt like Sheldon couldn't find a space in the rhythm, and you run out of time. Like, you mean you run out of time. It's like 36 seconds left, right?
Yes.
So you run out of time when you can't find that space in that rhythm, and he was throwing them off. Like, I mean, so
It was an awkward thing, and Sheldon, being a person who doesn't compete as frequently,
Right.
Trying to find that rhythm when somebody is awkward can be,
right. It's okay when you fight with somebody who has that same kind of rhythm. You can find theirs and you can get your timing. But when somebody always herky jerks your bounce off and really,
it was just awkward. So it's like, all right, this angles things he was throwing was a little different, and it was scoring. So it was like, wait, what? All right, and that's right there again is another fight
that shifted the momentum again, because you would have been
Sheldon versus Daryl. You think Sheldon can get a big lead on it? You know,
but he got 5 points, though. He got the 5 points off the disqualification.
But he was down by how much? But he was down by how much, though? I think he was.
I don't think it mattered. They still were up by like 21 when that fight was over.
At the end of the fight, no.
The
end of the fight was 11-10. Carter and Rhodes were the victors.
Yes. Who? Because remember, after okay, so let's get through it. So
let's get to it.
The last 30.
I don't know why he even threw this.
Oh,
because he went off to his backside, so he just turned. He does it in continuous. He's more of a continuous fighter. Talking and knowing him being from the Carolinas, like that, that's more of that style. So when somebody gets to the backside, the initial reaction is to turn with the back.
So he threw a blitz. He stepped in to punch, and Sheldon stepped in also
to the back. Yep.
Or to the backside, and he just did a spinning elbow back fist.
Yes.
Elbow forearm back fist and caught Sheldon.
So he did a perfect form spinning back fist.
It was
elbows got a lead. Punch comes behind it.
Let me ask you.
And it hit right on the elbow forearm, and it caught him right on the side of the jaw.
Let me ask you this: have you ever been hit with that before?
Yeah, no. I got my nose broken with a spinning elbow.
I have.
Sat over here flat on the side.
I was at Michigan State. I know, random. And a friend of mine started taking Taekwondo classes, and I was sparring with him, and he was like a white belt, and he just wanted. I was like, all right, and he just randomly threw the spinning back fist, and I was like, pow, like what the.
Bro, listen, I try not to spar adult white belts no more, man.
I don't want to, but he was my boy, and he threw a spinning back fist and popped me right in the face. Los?
Yeah, I did. I was playing football. I was playing tackle football, and I went to tackle somebody. When I went to tackle them, they spun, and the elbow came and caught me right in my eye. My eye was like swollen for like almost 2 weeks. Oh. Yeah, like the whole socket and everything. I remember, to this day.
Oh, that's the whole orbital. Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
So I have been hit with the elbow. Not in competition or fighting wise, but playing tackle football, I did that.
Anyway, back to the fight.
But yeah, he that stunned him a bit. He looked like he was wobbly. He looked like he was out on his feet. So I think the medic did a good job at calling that due to the safety of the fighters, and that was actually something that I liked seeing because in the past in our sport, that's not something that happens.
They were about to let him fight for a second, and then somebody said no.
Because all I remember, because I was just watching and we were commentating, and when they split off and they started walking back to the ring, all I heard was, "Yeah, it's over." I heard Akin say, "Nah, it's over."
Yeah, because Sheldon put his headgear on, so
I do remember.
Way, shape, or form, he was about to fight. Daryl went back to the line. He was ready to fight. So I was just like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but
fam, that was crazy. Yeah.
And then somebody said no, and they said he got around 5 points, right?
Awarded the 5 points for the
he got 5 points on the points that he already had, but the other kid still got all his points.
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's what I was confused on. Okay.
So yeah, he didn't lose and just be a 5-0 sweep. No.
Okay, that's right. I thought the match was zeroed out. I thought the match was zeroed out and the 5 went right on.
And it had 36 seconds left in the fight.
Yep.
In order to,
that was the longest 36 seconds of my life.
Yeah, they
like 2 minutes.
Yes, they went another minute and a half. I don't think somebody
easily 90 seconds. Easily.
All right, it's a whole nother fight. And it's like, no, it's not another fight. What is happening? So yeah. So and I'm trying to see. And that fight was just kind of
he wasn't giving up points.
It's true. But yeah, that was Joe and Joshua.
Yeah, it looked like they scored 2 points. So it was like
2 each, I think.
2 each, it looks like, according to what Jackson wrote here.
Yeah. Joe got him in like 2 body punches or a body punch and a blitz or something, or sidekick and a body punch, and then yeah. I read that earlier. Good job, Jackson.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying. I pulled it up and reading it like, no, I gotta make sure I get everything correctly here.
Nah, he did a good little write up, man. It was right after. He's on point with that.
Yeah,
that was right after Black Belt Magazine awarded somebody fighter of the year, competitor of the year.
At the end of round 3, it was 31-16. Team Tension was still in lead. That's still a 15-point lead.
That's
so here is where it got nasty. That's where Team Plowden started to make their comeback. The Mike Simmons versus Terry Lee fight.
Yes.
That was the 4th fight.
Was that a big spread though? I didn't think that was that big of a spread. I thought that was
a 5-point win.
5, I think 5. Yeah.
Up by 11.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the first one was 17. Then they won the second one by 1 point, and then they won the third one by 1 point. So this one is where things started to switch. It was by 5 points, a 5-point victory, where they chop into it.
I expected Mike to use his leg a little bit more than what he did, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's not really much. I don't really have much to say about this particular fight because it was
a good fight. Mike controlled the distance. He controlled the pace of it. Terry got a couple of scores in, but yeah, it was kind of a Mike fight.
Old fighters.
Huh?
Nothing.
Should they like 2 old fighters?
I said you don't like old fighters.
I am an old fighter. What you talking about?
I said Travis. I didn't say you, Chris.
I'm sorry.
I'm
in my feelings, bro. I'm in my feelings today. I'm sorry.
They just, they're just 2 old fighters.
Who was the king of the virtual fight tour?
Who was the king?
Yes.
Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar is the king, and he's a singer. He's the king of the
Platinum tour. Platinum, baby.
Yeah, that's Oscar, baby. I don't got no problem with Oscar. I don't want to be on this hit list like Alex. Don't hit my body, okay? I'm not trying to be out here no more. But yeah, so at the end of that, Mike won 9-4. I do remember the axe kick.
Yep.
And he won it 35-20. So at the end of the round 4, it was 35-25. Mike controlled it. Once again, they just.
You said it was 35-25.
Yep. At the end of the
and they ended the score with like 96 points.
Look,
hey, what the? Oh my
nasty.
God.
No. Yeah, listen. We got to get through it. We got to get to it.
Because now I'm sitting here doing the math. Like, wait, 25.
Here was the shocker fight. This was the one that was the shocker fight. It was Aaron Dorsonville versus Joshua Hayward.
Yes.
I didn't expect this. I thought this would be closer than it was.
I didn't expect to see this fight at all. To be honest with you.
Well,
when we pre-upped it, this is not. I didn't even scout this for this fight. Aaron looked clean though, man.
It started, I thought that Joshua was going to win the fight.
Yep.
Maybe extend the lead, but he didn't because he came out and he kicked the dude in the head
right away.
Right away, right at the beginning, bang. So I'm like, okay, Johnny's about to really take control of this whole thing, and
nope. Aaron's one of Benz's guys, right? He trains over there with Benz and them, right? He trains with Troy.
Who? Joshua?
Yeah. No. Aaron. Sure. I think Aaron trains with that camp because it looked like he had the same pants on. Yeah. The Benz fighting, but
Aaron started using his size on Joshua, right?
He out-muscled him. Yeah.
And Joshua was just kind of stumbling and like he was boom, he was hitting him, and it's like
ran him into the cage.
Yeah.
Broke down that bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he started bullying him a little bit. And
what I think Allen saw those, he saw Josh go out and fight that little 30-second 3-minute round.
Yeah.
Right. You heard I said 30-second 3-minute round. But and he kind of saw some of what Josh was doing and what Josh wasn't doing.
Right.
And even when he got kicked in the head, it was kind of like, I still know what I'm about to bring to you. Like, you know what I mean?
I still got a minute 45, bro.
Yeah.
Good luck picking that up again. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. That mindset, like you could see.
Leg down, stepping through. He was just dominant. It was just like, whoa. And ended up winning the fight 8-3.
He wouldn't have did that to Tyson no matter what. Like, it just would not have happened like that.
It wouldn't have.
Like, it just would not have happened like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. So now at this point, it is 38-33, right? So at this point, this is where it's a 5-point match. From they done chipped away at it, right? It's a 5-point match. At this point, it's kind of like buttholes start getting tight. You know what I mean? Like you just start, we're slipping away. And before that, the awkwardness of the Rasha and D before, because they threw Rasha out. And my uncle was like, "No,
no, who said that? Who did that?
No. He said no.
He was cracking me up. You see his face?
Yeah, like no, wait,
your finger.
Talking on different things.
Like, who I got to talk to? Who?
Which one of y'all hit me?
Yeah, who said that? And so they pulled Rashad out, and that's when they sent Aaron out, and Aaron won that round. But then, so now Johnny knows that Rick is trying to save Rasha possibly for later rounds, because if she gets in that 2 rounds against D, he's thinking Rasha has the advantage. She may be able to win that fight and bring it back even more. But so with that, Rasha comes in and she starts to fight. It was interesting to me because it looked like Rasha was blitzing from way too far away.
I thought so too.
Way too far away. And because with D having that advantage, she started catching her with jabs when she was coming in.
Sure did.
Yeah, so it wasn't too many fakes or coming off angles, but she was just going.
Yeah, honestly, because I never seen her fight, so when I was watching, I wasn't sure, like, from what I saw, because I never seen her fight before. I was like, why was she so important that someone had got? Like, you mean I didn't see at first? I didn't see like what was the that she was like, you should have got her first, like, because I didn't see. I don't want to say a difference, but it was kind of like she just seemed like she was kind of short on her striking. Like, you mean not really closing distance all the way. A lot of space in between her and D when she's trying to hit her. So I was a little confused at first, but go ahead, Trav. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off.
Oh no, go ahead. With that fight, I was just kind of watching, like, okay, she's not really using legs, and she can kick. So she wasn't really using her legs that much. So I was like, okay, so she's just blitzing, but it's like she's a little far away, and D was catching it with jabs every now and then but with Rasha going forward, she was getting there first, and she was scoring, and sometimes D would catch her. So that was pretty much the fight, because it wasn't like it was really technical.
No, there was not a lot of kicking, not a lot of angles. Yeah.
And I've seen her be more technical, but it was kind of like, all right, I'm not.
Yeah, we were talking about her from AKAs this year. Yeah. But Dee's a good fighter. Dee's experience. She's got usually got a good kick. So I think that's probably why Rasha might not have wanted to kick with her, because Dee's longer, like has a little bit of a longer leg, and D can kick. So like kind of supposed to be closing the gap a little bit more and taking off. Yeah.
Of keeping that space, of making her have to try and work to get in. But she was just.
What was the score of that fight? I can't remember.
38-33. That means 9-3.
Yep.
For Rasha?
Yeah.
Wow.
Rasha won the fight 9-3.
I guess I didn't see that much. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was the one that is like the really one, because at the end of the rounds, at the end of it, is 42-41 team tension. So it's just like she made a huge.
And then who was the next fight after that?
We're in the last 4 right now.
Yes,
it was Aubrey and Peyton. Audrey and Peyton came in, and then
Audrey.
Fam, that was what 10-3?
10-3.
Yeah,
10-3.
Audrey over Peyton.
Yeah.
That's where the shift switched.
That actually surprised me a bit, because I've never seen Audrey fight, and I know Peyton can fight. She seemed like Audrey was the offensive fighter, and Peyton was trying to counter and just was like a half step behind, like a half tick behind. I'm
finding in that ring, man, is really hard to counter if you don't have your distance already.
Yes.
You can't back up and counter.
No.
Like you are like, and what it seems like is happening is that fighters are like getting right outside the arm of the center referee. And once he moves those arms, there's no, like, you know what I mean? If you don't take another step back or another gap back, you're going to get caught off that line just about every single time. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I think, but also being in that cage, that enclosure, I think people are like, let's go.
We got to fight.
I have to fight. And if you try and move and not being used to moving in a ring and being in that whatever the
Octagon?
cage,
So,
yeah,
cage,
in that
yeah.
cage,
Sorry, I
moving
didn't
in
mean to-
that
sorry,
and
yeah.
not
because
moving
it is a
touch
circle
angles
cage,
correctly,
right?
you might think you have more time to step back, and then when you step back, it's a cage. You can't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
But it also makes it easier for the person who knows how to cut the ring off.
It does.
And that's another thing that we haven't really brought up enough. You're in a confined space, so you can't step out of bounds now. So you
Right.
can't take that foot out and go around that extra little perimeter. You have to cut that angle. And somebody who knows how to cut, get a deflection angle off of that, and just that's done.
That's
Yeah,
but
and then-
that's
also-
what I haven't really that's what I haven't seen yet in the virtual fight tour with the cage. Is I haven't seen anyone really working movement and off the angles. Yeah, you can't go straight back, but you can always hit an angle
Yes.
or whichever way. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
There was
with
somebody in one of the first ones that did. I can't think of who.
I think in the first one we were hoping that Tyreek was going to do that when he was fighting Bailey, and he
Yes. He didn't. They stayed on it.
somebody
Yeah.
else.
They looked like they were playing Mortal Kombat.
It was two women who did it.
Yes. Yes.
The-
You're right.
the
It was
the second virtual fight tour.
it was
The first
Emma
one-
and the girl from Keith McKinley's school.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
who, that it was that
They
fight
were
because
moving.
they were the ones
They
cutting
were the
angles.
ones
We were like,
angles, and-
go
and
ahead, girls.
A lot of the female fighters were doing that, but this one they were not. So,
Nobody did. It didn't seem like there were any angles.
No, it really wasn't. And so I'm reading this thing real quick. The first 2 points were from Peyton with defensive side kicks.
Yes. And did she adjusted, picked her leg up first, and then just
It went on a 10-1 run to end the fight. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's yeah. Peyton tried to come back, but Audrey was just had gotten her number.
like I said, it
got
looked
her
like
side
she
kick.
was completely in control of the spacing and pushing Peyton back, and then Peyton having to be pushed back, just had that half step off.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Rasha
Audrey.
and-
'Cause
So Rasha won her fight 9-3, and then Audrey won her fight 10-3.
so
Which
that I mean that's a big swing right there. That's
I mean, those two fights basically put 13 points advantage for Team Plowden, which
closed the gap significantly from that first 17-0.
yeah. So at this point, after this round is 51-45 for Team Plowden,
That's the first time they lead. That's the first time they had the lead the whole night.
and now it's nothing but men, black belt men fighters.
That's right. We had
That's
the first
it.
one.
Yep, and that was Angel versus Kevin.
Kicking fan of the show, Angel. The leg looked good, homie.
Yo,
Andrew got busy, man.
Angel
got busy.
got off.
Kevin looked like he was trying to get real busy, and Angel was like, "Nah, son."
Angel like,
Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you gonna start off kicking him in the head. All
Pop.
right,
Ooh, got him again.
we got it.
Yeah, Andrew got busy.
One
Shout out
more
to Andrew.
time. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say honestly, if I had to pick the two most exciting fights out of all the fights, it was probably him and Tyson. Like seeing Tyson just go off the way Tyson went off, but then seeing Angel really get out there and cut loose. Like, you mean, like that was really cool to see.
Yeah,
Saw a
I
lot
was
of good
happy to
feeling.
see that. It was a good one.
Angel scored 12 points.
12-2.
12-2.
What?
You
Go
ever
ahead,
just go to the mic, open your mouth, and never come out? You just gotta go to the mic, like
Man, I don't know. I think that is. I'm going to say this. I think Kevin would have been better matched up
With Daryl.
with Daryl,
Yes.
right?
But I don't know with the way that Sheldon fought. I'm not sure that would have been a good matchup either, though.
Might
with
not have,
Angel.
but if you,
But it might have because Sheldon's strong. Sheldon might have pushed through the leg because Angel fights on a rhythm. It's not that
Sheldon
same
would-
awkward fight. You're
Sheldon
100%
would have had
right.
a better chance of keeping the fight closer than Kevin did. I just don't think Kevin has the experience because Angel was out here fighting.
Yeah, Angel's out here doing it. Yeah.
I just don't think Kevin had the experience to be in that ring against Angel, who's on the rise.
Yes.
You know, so and Angel knew, hey, I'm gonna score as many points as I possibly.
Listen, once he got that second kick back to back, them two back to back, he was like,
He was
let's
feeling himself.
go.
And then at this
Oh,
point,
absolutely. How do you not, though?
the momentum had shifted. At this point, the momentum had shifted, and it's dangerous at this point. Because
Right.
honestly, if you really look at it, the
big shift was
game plan-
Rasha and Audrey.
the game plans were
Oh.
completely different.
Yes.
Jotty wanted to put, I'm not gonna say his biggest hitters, but a few big hitters out first to get him a big lead.
To let them try to play catch up.
Right.
And then
Bobby
save a
was
couple.
holding back. Like, no, I'm gonna hold my bigger fighters to later, like Angel, Darren, Bailey, Rasha. He was trying to keep those fighters a little bit further back. So the game plans right here, that at this point the momentum has shifted. Like it's
Yes.
just
It's
going at
listen,
this
the two ladies and then that Angel fight, those three back to back, and now knowing these last two fights are who they are.
Yep. Because at this point now it is 63 to 47. You are at this point are down 16 points with 2 fights left.
At one point, you was up 17. Wow, what a shift!
And you
And
got
that
to fight. And you one of those fights, you got to fight Bailey.
Exactly, in 2
Twice.
rounds. Like that is at that point, I think we all knew where this was going at this point. We didn't know how the Darren and Anthony fight might come out, but it's like when you have Bailey sitting back there
With a 16-point lead.
with
Right.
the 6. Look,
Honestly,
Who cares
though,
about the match before that? He
Right.
still had a 60-point lead.
he still has a 16-point lead. That's like having Mariana Rivera with a 16-point lead. Like you just not, it's like I don't know how much you're gonna do here.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like it's not much you're gonna do if you got that ace in the hole at this point. So the Darren and Anthony fights. Anthony fight 2 rounds.
ooh, okay. That was interesting. That was an interesting fight. We talked about it. The older generation versus the newer generation, the Dojo brothers and the teammates. Like that was a very interesting fight to see.
The end of the first round, Darren is up 11-5.
11-5, yeah.
I don't know what to say about this one. I honestly don't, because it's a little weird to me. It's a little weird from the standpoint of you have a point where Anthony has to score a lot of points, where he just scored 33 points. Right? But he has to score against somebody who knows him, who he's fought since they were a kid. And when you beat up somebody since they were a kid, they know how you fight. They know how to adjust and make you miss. I have no idea what was going on in that particular fight. Like, because Darren to me looked like he was ready. He's hungry. He's trying to win this fight. He's trying to bring team tension back. And Ant was kind of more like, I'm up 16. As long as I don't get below this, we're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. No, that's what it looked like. Ant was holding the lead, not letting it get run away, but he wasn't out there doing what he tried to do and what he tried to do to Ben.
Right.
So
He didn't have that eye of, I'm going to kill you now.
The tiger, per se.
Well, I wasn't going to go there, but yes, if you want to go start there, yes, you can say eye of the tiger. He didn't really have that in this fight. And I can see why. I mean, you have somebody who's your junior, like it's like me fighting Willie. I don't have I'm going to try and kill Willie when we fight. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna try and win.
Don't let him win. Don't let him win.
Yeah, don't let
you'll
him
never
win.
hear the end of it. Don't let him win.
I'm not trying to kill him though. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same if I'm fighting somebody like Trevor or something like that. I'm trying to kill him. I'm trying to beat him as bad as I possibly can. That's not the same. It's not, you don't have that same fire.
Right.
But when you have somebody who's a junior, they're looking at you like, oh,
Listen,
yeah, I'm here
Stacks,
now.
Stacks came to score.
Yeah, and he's down. He's trying to win. He's going off. Like I'm trying to show out. And he fought well. You know.
What was the score of the second fight?
9-6.
Yeah.
Daryl.
Darren, yeah.
Darren.
Yeah.
So he won both rounds?
He won both rounds. So it was 20-11.
Yep.
Which helped them out tremendously. Because at this point now, instead of being a 16-point lead, it's going into a 9-point lead. So he cut it. Yeah, but I mean,
Fam, this never mind.
Hmm.
Nothing. I say nothing.
so you had any thoughts about that, Los, real quick?
No, I mean, I look at it as like you said, like you fight like your student, like you mean your young gun, like you mean like whatever. I think if Ant really wanted to push the issue, he probably could have pushed the issue a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, I don't think that he felt that it was that necessary because they already had a pretty decent lead. You know what I mean? Like you said, he's saying keeping it close for Baba. He understands that the young gun is really hungry and wants it. Like you mean? So it's I don't know. I look at that situation as kind of like they was laughing in the match. Like you know what I mean? Like Ant was laughing at him like, "Oh, you trying to come at me now? You trying to come at me now? Wait, you just wait." Like you know what I mean? Like that type of thing. But like, even on the other side of it though, I look at it too like if it was any of us, we'd be like, "Man, I'm not gonna let you beat me out here." Like, you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Let's let that happen.
That's not gonna be my 6. Hold on.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I don't know. That was my take on it. I was really looking forward to the next round, next fight. So I knew that was gonna I wanted to see what that was going to be.
Yeah. And the final match was Bailey Murphy versus Christian Rivas.
I mean, going into that again, Christian, we talked about it. Christian kind of had to push. He kind of had to go. He was down 9. So, you know, he got caught in that draw in and take off that Bailey does so well. A little slingshot, pull you in and then bounce right back to it. But he had to push the action to try to score. You know what I mean? But it's hard to fight Bailey. Listen.
You can't. It's a hard. It's already hard enough to try and fight Bailey, but trying to fight Bailey, desperate.
Right. Listen. That's a rough go at it.
You know, I'll say this. This is something I love seeing just from generation of fighters and stuff like that. Like, I like Christian. I think he's a really good up and coming fighter. I like his spirit. I like his attitude. I like everything about him. But man, I love it when other fighters show there's just a different level to this.
Right.
There's just a different level to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like Bailey just showed like, yeah, man, you coming, you good, but I'm a different level. I'm different.
Still got a little bit. Yeah.
I'm different. Like I have a level here that you're not on.
And it's like even with him having the lead and him fighting, I feel like he still didn't really go into gear.
I agree with you.
You get what I'm saying? I feel like there was another level that he could have went to if it was necessary to a certain. You get what I'm saying? And again, this is no knock on Christian, man. And again, like I said, I like the kid. I think he's great. He has a good future in front of him. But I mean, there's no denying Bailey where he at right now, man. Shout out to him and just his level, showing the different, like just that.
Like I'm that guy.
But think about it though, man. When you that elite and you're the elite person, you got to show that you are. And then you talking about the generational too. Like you get what I'm saying? Like I'm the elite person, and you know the only person that I pair myself with is Tariq. That's the only person he would pair himself with as far as I don't want to say pair himself with, but that's how he seems. What it seems like they like this going forward.
Well, I'll tell you, Bailey does not think that. I think Bailey thinks he's here. You think Tyreek's just a step behind.
Yeah. But I think with Bailey being here and Tyreek being here, all the rest of them are like kind of in this floating area. No?
You got Enrique, you got Jack,
I'm taking Jack out of the equation. I'm taking Elijah out because Elijah's not here as much.
Yeah. I think the only
I'm talking about in this one little.
Well, then you got him, Tyreek, and Enrique.
I haven't seen Enrique, so I don't know Enrique like that.
I still think he thinks that Enrique and Tyreek are here, and he's.
I think that as well, due to Waco titles, overall grands, wins, head-to-head wins. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think he's looking at it from the standpoint of he's at that other level of.
He says, "I'm the guy."
The argument here is that if you're gonna say it, he's where Avery and Cam and. That's where he wants to be at. Like if he wants to be compared to anybody, he wants to be with Avery, Cam, Elijah, Jack.
Yes.
Like he's not looking at any like that. Those are the people.
Yeah, he's not looking at anybody in his own peer group right now. You're absolutely right.
That's I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you know what I mean? Like that
age group, yes. 100%. He's top tier. Nobody, everybody else is trying to get. He literally messaged because I think we had a podcast and he was listening. And I said, I wonder if Tyreek and Enrique have caught up to Bailey. He messaged me and said, no, they haven't.
did he list the overalls and all that?
Yeah, he's like, nah, they haven't. And then he went out the next tournament. I think he beat both of them, and he was like, just to let you know, no, they haven't. So I was like, oh shoot,
No,
that's right. But no, yeah. So, but yeah, no. So with him, he's looking at it from standpoint. I'm on this other level, blah blah, and he just showed it. And to me, I think Christian is one of those ones. I think there's certain people who peak at right at the beginning, right? Like soon as they come off, they're just like when you think about like Jason and Ray. When as soon as they came into the adults, they're
Boom.
just there.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they're just like blah 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 or whatever, right? But then you have some other fighters who grow into it, like Ant. Like
I was just going to say
when he came out, but Ant grew into being one of the top fighters. You know what I mean? Like you could see he had potential.
Yes,
but he grew into it. Like Avery did not come out being the man. Avery grew into becoming the man. You know what I mean? Like Cam, same way. They grew into it. But Bailey was one of the ones that just came in like, I'm here, I'm winning. It's no waiting. No wait time.
But Bailey had been like that since he was like 9 and 10 years old.
Yeah, I'm here, I'm winning.
He was slapping kids since he was young.
Like, there's no learning curve here. Okay, all right, I get you. There's a learning curve to him, and I would say he came in, he was winning, and I think he probably was where Christian was when he first came in. You know what I mean? Like he's winning his division, but then he'll win some overalls. But if Jack's there, you know, he may not win it. You know what I mean? Like it's certain tournaments that he may not. Like I think when he came out, but there were some times where he fought Avery and Avery beat him. So it's just kind of like
he still has another level he has to get to.
Who?
I think so. I mean, he knows that. He knows that. I mean,
yeah.
There's one person right now. I think he's gunning for, well, two people that he's really gunning for, which is Elijah and Jack. I mean, I think he's 100% gunning for those two to establish, like, no, I've taken this mantle. I'm Tom Brady, y'all Aaron Rodgers, and everybody else. That's who I am. So I think that's where he wants to get to. I mean,
yeah.
Okay,
he could be like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Tom Brady's already been there, right?
Brady, okay.
Tom Brady's already been there, right?
You want to take it there? We'll do that. Okay?
Yeah, come on now. Tom Brady's already been there.
Yeah, all right. Well, so he's looking at it from the standpoint of dethroning that guy, and I think Elijah is one of those people who wants to. I'm gonna say, yeah, I think he's done it. I think he's done it. Like before, he was trying to get there, but last year he established himself as, I've done it. You know 19, what I mean? Like
2019,
19 and 20.
Listen,
I've done it. I'm here. I'm at the top. Everybody has to look out for me. When I walk in, there is a consensus that I may be the favorite.
Well, he said that. No, he said that. He said, I want to be, when I walk into a tournament, this is what Elijah said. When I walk into a tournament, I want everybody to go, I'm moving in this division. I got to go into this division. I don't want to fight him. You saw that at the World Championships at Wacos. There were two people that I know specifically that did not fight in that weight class.
Hilarious. It's sad, actually. But
yeah, you know, because our generation didn't do that.
I know.
You're the one I want first round.
There was freaking people who did that.
Well, you know,
there's a lot of people who did that.
We don't.
I remember going to tournaments and then looking around. It's just me, Ray, and Trevor sitting in the ring. Like there's nobody else in the.
Where everybody else went?
Yeah, where everybody.
You doing the math? Who was in the division? Like where everybody else go?
Everybody went to heavyweight.
It was me, Ryan Huntley, Trevor, and Raymond. The year before that is when I won Super Grands, and it was a whole bunch of people in the division. The next year, it was like Ray moved up and everybody was gone. It was just like, all right, it's just us four here. Like, okay,
be a good division to watch, though.
The hell, it's like, all right, but it was fun. But anyway, all right, we way over. So let's get out of here real quick and do the after show real quick.
Bet.
What's your takeaway from this weekend?
I want to see more team fights. I don't know if I want to see 10-person team fights, but I definitely want to see more team fights. I want to see 3 junior boys and 2 junior girls. I want to see 3-man, 2 women fight. I want to see, mixed 1829.
Hey.
What?
Stop it, Chris.
I'm sorry.
Stop it, Chris. You know what I'm saying. Stop it. Stop
I
it.
know. That's why I smiled as soon as you said stop it.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. All right. Los.
My takeaways from it, I thought it was good. I thought the team fighting was crazy. Like just the swing, just the overall, like how that whole momentum changed and everything happened. Like that was, I'm sitting looking at my thing, like I'm like in shock. This is like happening. Not in shock, but I'm sitting thinking to myself like, whoa, wow, this is like really happening. Like it was like you really just see it happening, like match by match by match by match, and all of a sudden you look, it's like, wow, I can't believe that just happened. So that was really exciting just to see that journey, and kind of go on that journey with everybody. As a whole, I mean, I always think that JSM do a great job with the show and how they do everything. I thought the broadcasting was a lot better. Again, I don't know what the last one was, but I know this time it had a little glitch coming on. But once it got going, it was good. I didn't glitch at all. I was able to go through the whole thing. It was good. Thought you guys did a great job commentating. This is what I want to talk about. So what I have noticed over the years in fighting and things like that, and maybe it's something I'm missing, or maybe it was the same way for us when we were coming up. A lot of points are being scored.
Go ahead, keep going with it.
Go ahead, Los. No, it's that.
A lot of it. So again, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm not talking about any particular match or anything. I'm saying like a lot of points are being scored.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the defense of martial arts?
Go ahead, Chris.
What happened to actually blocking something that's coming at you? I know sometimes you get like the double punch coming where it's like both hands coming. It's kind of hard to block that, I guess. But what happened to the actual defense? Maybe I'm missing. Maybe it's the same way we were coming up too. Maybe I'm just being one of those old heads that's like, oh, well, back in our day. Well, but I don't ever remember our matches being like 13 points in 2 minutes, 12 points in 2 minutes, 9 points in 2 minutes with body punches, like with no kicking. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like
no 2-point body kicks.
Yeah, like where
I think
where is the defensive part of what we do as far as martial artists? It's supposed to be a self-defense art, right? That we do. Where is that part in what we do? Somebody explain to me. Go.
I got 2 theories. I really do. I got 2 theories behind this. Number one, you don't get rewarded for blocks, so you only get rewarded for the score. So if you outscore the other person, we're watching it in football. If I score 56 and you can only score 44, I win. So you're looking at outrunning the score. So when we have an activity that is the highest score to win, you're going to get people who shoot to that. The other part of it is, I think there are a whole lot of point fighters now specifically, rather than people who can fight and who transition into point. So they're training specifically for this sport and our activity, our speed fighting, if we were going to call it. So they're trying to be first, fast, and score, because you're not going to get the rewards for those blocks. You typically see the 30-year-olds and higher still doing a lot of the checks and blocks and stuff. One of the better examples was earlier this year when we watched Ryan George and Kevin fight. They fought in a phone booth, block, check, slip, move. And you see that in that older group, but you're not going to see that in these new kids because they only want to score. They watch the high scores and they want to do that. So I guess that would be my take on it.
Yeah, but you're right, though. It's funny that you say that, because even right now, when you watch football, you watch basketball, you watch all these other sports, the defensive aspect is kind of gone. Like people don't tackle like how they used to tackle.
No,
I mean?
you're not allowed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's just different things that you see that's kind of happening. I guess it's just like how society's kind of changing a little bit. But I don't know. What's your thoughts, Trav?
Self.
I'm going to say this. As a person who grew up around old people, the older fighters, I will say this.
We'll say old people, man.
That was a statement that was used a lot to me, as that our generation doesn't really block. We don't. It's rock'em sock'em robots. We're just going. It's a fast pace. So if the pace is fast, there's a lot of points that are going to get scored. That's one, right? The second thing is, there's a lot of judges. If you go first,
Yes.
regardless if they see the point score,
Yeah.
they're calling it. That's
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
And it gets into the fighters at this point
All I gotta do is go.
are just going to go. That's one. But also they're going to complain, and nobody wants to take the heat of not calling somebody's points. So a lot of times judges will just, if somebody goes, hey, give me that point.
Yeah,
Blah,
listen,
blah.
when I used to judge, people used to get upset with me because they
I
would
didn't
throw a
call them
technique,
point.
but it didn't hit. Like you
Yeah.
didn't hit anything. Like
Right.
you
They'll
totally
throw it and it hit the shoulder, or
yeah, like it
hit
didn't,
the
it didn't
pass.
hit. Yeah, it didn't hit anything. So it's like you mad at me, but it didn't hit. Like, I'm
The
not gonna
calf
call
will
it
hit somebody on their head. It's not really the foot. It's the calf.
Right.
that
It's the
hits
calf.
them,
You get no point for a calf kick.
arm, or
Yeah.
it's a lot of times a lot of body punches are coming, and it may not even actually hit. It may hit the hip. It may hit the arm, but they're still calling the point, and it's not. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
So that's one reason why it's to me that, but also the pace is another thing. And what Chris was saying, that they're saying that people are training now, and the styles.
Yep.
So when we were fighting, it was a lot more kickers, right? Blame Jody and Ray for being so successful with the blitz, right? And how to fake and bounce. If you watch, I stopped and watched some of these kids fight maybe a few years ago, and I just thought, like, oh, they have a lot more patience than me. Because when I was younger, as soon as they said go, my leg was off that line. Pop,
Yep.
pop, 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 trying to, and then follow up. Kick, and then follow up.
That's
They're
such a
moving
nice
around
thing.
and just boom, boom. And then now the person doesn't, nowadays they don't kick. They just fake and they go. It's just boom, fake, go. And they just hitting each other. It's just, that's the way the points are going to go.
Yeah.
Because, like there's certain times the techniques are getting thrown, they're not touching, they're not hitting, and the coaches on the side are manipulating the judges. Yeah, they're manipulating the judges. They're in their ear saying, how can you, trying to embarrass them, and like all kinds of stuff, getting arbitrators,
Or even the crowd itself. The crowd itself
too.
is,
Yep,
is
parents,
collecting points.
teammates. Yeah. So
Yeah.
It,
Now I
it's
get what you're saying. I don't know. That's something I've been paying attention to, and I've been noticing. And
Yeah.
and again, I'm not, again, if that's what it is, that's what it is. And I appreciate you guys explaining that to me. And again, I just like to see some blocking. Like, not just, I don't mean blocking, like you mean, but like
Checks, movement,
yeah,
slipping.
something like, yeah, give me something where it's not this the whole time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, it is what it is. And again, kudos to those that are training that way. You're an athlete. You're trained to become an athlete. You got to be the athlete within the time that you're in. I understand that.
all right. And with that being said, it is time.
Be a better athlete. Learn some angles if you can't block.
Yes.
You can't block.
You better, listen, if you can't block, you better move out the way. If you can't move out the way because you're too slow, you better learn how to block.
Yeah.
Just saying. One of the two games got to be tight.
Once again,
Not perfect at all.
Perfect play.
So wrong.
this is perfect. See, Flo, we perfect, baby. Everything you thought it was perfect. No, people.
96 points.
It's crazy.
Out of here.
We out.